least it works. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with people? Oh my god. Okay. Hey, the overworker, the one who died from overwork. Oh my god, bro. King Gilgamesh. Of course. Works. What the fuck is a recollection? I shall skip over a lot of this shit because I've already fucking played it. Wait, the game looks better now. Holy fuck, it looks so much better. It looked so bad before. Bro, CL looks better. Especially if you believe that's the right thing to do. Sure, I have podcast. Maybe I can say that's right now. I know, right? Fuck. Thinkar. skipping through all of this since I've played it already. Ah, fucking hell. Like, this actually looks good. Before it looked dog shit, but I assumed that one, it's from 2000, and two, I just assumed that that was Type Moon's style from back then, you know? But apparently not, I was wrong. Like, dude, that art is so good for the 2000s. Like, that's so fucking realistic. Bro, display image. Look at this. Look at all of this. Is this art? Are you joking? How is this art? What the fuck? You don't see you don't see something this realistic in the fucking in the 2010s, in the 2020s. Come on, dude, this is fucked up. Actually looks so good. Is this just a picture of like something IRL, or did they actually draw this? Because it's difficult for me to believe that they drew this. Arkoto played so much of this shit. Come on, dude. Gonna fucking. I'm gonna save this 100%. I'm gonna have to save this right after I finish all this shit. Come on. My god. Oh my god, Arkoto. I think I'm here finally. Just volunteers here. Okay, dude. Okay, dude, আর কত? I think I'm finally here. Time to get up. Yay. Fucking hell. Alright. Time to reduce my PC's brightness. This is killing my eyes. Okay, brightness কমানোর লগে গেমের মিউজিক থামা গেল কেন বুঝলাম না আমি কাইন্ডা weird. It's nothing I wasn't satisfied about. It's just that I've received so much from them already. I didn't want to be a further burden on them. I finished my rice as I reply. Now only the curry udon is left. It's okay, senpai. Sorry for making you listen to something so boring. Hey, not at all. I'm sorry for asking you something so strange. Senpai forces herself to look cheerful. The topic might be fine for a long-term friend like Akihiko, but a complex matter like this would only have been troublesome for Senpai. And to prove my point, Senpai sits there uneasily. Senpai, sorry, but I've got something private to talk to Tono about. Would you mind leaving? Ariko has no problems making such an offensive request. Isn't that phrase an indirect no, a direct way of saying we don't want you, Senpai, so get lost? You idiot, what do you think you're saying? You can discuss those things anyway, and Senpai is still finishing her lunch. Despite all the talking with Ariko, Senpai has finished her rice anyway. Of course. No, I understand. Well, then I'll be leaving. Apparently, Type Moon really likes their female leads to be eating way too much food. But looks like Senpai was having a hard time too, so it was for the best, but you were really pushing it there, Arihiko. Well, it's not like I had a choice anyway. I guess I'll take the role of the guy she ends up disliking. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Do I have to slurp? Arihiko slurps away at his chikara udon. Seems it has gone cold while we were talking to Senpai. Sorry, you were trying to hit on Senpai, weren't you? Of course, she's probably the number one girl at school. If she's the type to care about something like that, then she's not worth it. But yeah, I really do have something to talk to you about in private. Hariko's voice turned serious. I split my chopsticks with a snap and began to eat my udon. What's wrong? Why so serious all of a sudden? I'll let you know right now that I don't have any money. From today onwards, I'm going to be living life as a penniless student. It's not that, damn it. And what I want to know is this. What's really going on with Chitono? What do you mean? You've been at the Arimasa residence since primary school, right? I don't know why, but it's been 8 years already. Your dad has basically disinherited you. Why is he calling you back all of a sudden? I see. In his own strange way, Ariko is worried about me. He didn't disinherit me, he just kicked me out of the house somehow. Alright, dude. Okay, dude. Tono-kun, if there ever was a family that kicked their kid out of their house somehow, that's not a tragedy, it's a comedy. Oh, it's party joke. But it's so boring, it's not funny. Arihiko spreads his arms and shrugs. Yeah, I guess you're right. If you get kicked out of your house, all you can really do is laugh. Okay, then. And then he said some cliche line like never step foot in this house again or something, right? That's what people would call disinheritance. Come to think of it, I've never heard why you were disinherited. Who knows? That's something I'd like to know too. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. Grabbing his bowl with both hands, Ari could rinse what is left of his chikara udon. Lunchtime is short. Following Aniko, I decide to quickly finish my curry udon. The last class of the day ends. I don't feel like going to the mansion right away, so I just blankly stare out of the window overlooking the school grounds. The classroom is dyed orange by the sunset. It's like the red watercolor paint, and it hurts my eyes. I don't like red. It feels like it soaks deep into the back of my eyes, and I want to throw up. Seems I'm weak against things that resemble blood. No, I should say I'm weak against blood itself. 8 years ago, I had a near-death experience. I was in an accident where I was injured in the chest, and I teetered between life and death for days. I should have died instantly, but miraculously I survived. Maybe it's because of the great medical treatment. However, the injuries were so severe that I don't even remember the accident. 8 years ago, when I was a child, I felt the thud pass right through the middle of my chest, and I passed out. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. All I could remember after was the pain and the cold. I don't remember much of the accident, but even today the scar on my chest remains. I guess numerous fragments of glass pierced my chest, leaving burn-like scars there and in my back. Actually, I was quite surprised at being saved. Ever since then, I frequently collapsed from an anemia-like dizziness and caused a lot of trouble for others. Maybe that's why my old man believed I was unfit to be heir to the Tono household and entrusted to me to our relatives. The wound on my chest, huh? The huge scar in the middle of my chest, hidden from view by my uniform. Now that I think about it, after that incident was when I started to see those lines. I'm able to forget them thanks to the glasses that sensei gave me. But I think I would have completely gone mad if I had never met her. Keiko-san, the person who had been my mother up until now, said when I left that the Tono household wasn't normal. No problem, I'm not a normal person myself. Adjusting my crooked glasses, I pick up my bag. Can't stay in the classroom forever. Now then, get a hold of myself and head back to the mansion. Stay in school for a little longer. Let's see if I get anything in school. As soon as I step out into the hallway, I run into a familiar face. Huh? What's up, senpai? Do you have some business here at the second-year classrooms? Yes, business with a second-year student, to be precise. Senior senpai approaches with a smile. Listen, I have some nice snacks here, but no one to talk to. I must eat them all by myself, so I come to catch an idle-looking person to talk to. Harem protagonist! Holy fuck, dude. I should just send a screenshot to someone real quick. Give me a second. Defeat them, you're going to defeat those goddesses. See, they bring me water, my life's in danger. This person, they make me laugh myself to death. Mourning me up in the future's greatest clowns.
but there's no one left in the classroom. It's the same with all the other classes too. You don't usually come to the second year classrooms anyway, do you? You're on the lower floor, right? And if she wanted someone to talk to, hadn't there plenty of third year classmates she could talk to? She really didn't come all the way up here. Shouldn't you think about asking your third year classmates? Conversation would probably be better. Yes, but today I'm in the mood to talk to younger girl. Okay. Okay, dude, another screenshot. Please don't ask for a reason, it's just on a whim. I won't ask. Probably won't be able to understand even if she told me. Senpai's smile just disappears as she stares into my face. Are you free right now, Tono-kun? Well, if having nothing to do means I'm free, then I'm definitely free. Senpai grabs hold of my sleeve. Well, then you are now caught. Let's go have some tea. Senpai invites me with a smile. There's no reason for me to decline the offer, and besides it should be fun talking with Senpai. Sure, I'll come along if it's okay with you. Then it's decided. Alright, let's go. Still holding my sleeve, she begins walking down the hall with a light gait. Alright. School has a room like this. Could it be for the tea ceremony club? Yes, it's the tea ceremony club. This room for now. Seems like it hasn't been used up until I came though. Senpai steps onto the tatami and mat and starts preparations with a rattling noise. Club room, huh? If that's the case, won't the other club members be coming? It would be bad for an outsider like me to be here, right, Senpai? It's okay. It may be the tea ceremony club, but there aren't any other members except for me. Thanks to that, I can use it freely during break time and after school. Here we go. Smiling, Senpai begins spraying the questions. Tea is tea, but it looks like this is really going to be a serious tea ceremony. To be honest, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Well, Senpai, don't have the slightest clue what to do. What are you talking about? I only know up to the pouring bit myself. With that blunt reply, Senpai put the teapot, some cups and some tea cakes onto a plate. We're just going to have a casual conversation, so there's no need to be so formal. It isn't any fun that way, is it? Smiling softly, Senpai puts tea into her own cup. I just don't get you, Senpai. Mumbling, I pour my own tea. I slurp some, picking up the tea cake and putting it in my mouth. I sip again at the tea. Great! I was never involved with it, but the Arima family is a prominent tea ceremony family. Okay. Being raised in a household like that is drinking tea and doing nothing. Senpai looks at me with a somewhat troubled expression. What's wrong, Senpai? You look a bit unhappy. Eh? I was just a little surprised at how calm you are about all of this, Tono-kun. Really? Well, my family is strict one, so I'm used to these kinds of things. More importantly, Senpai, didn't you have something you wanted to talk to me about? I do. The continuation of what we were talking about during lunch. What we were talking about during lunch, you mean about my family? Senpai nods to indicate a yes. If you don't mind, would like to hear more about it? I was curious about it since we stopped halfway. It's not that I mind, but hearing about my family isn't very interesting. Maybe a waste of time. I don't mind if it's not interesting, I just want to hear more about it. You sure are eccentric, Senpai. Okay. Maybe I am. Senpai laughs. Alright then, let's continue from before. You said you moved to your home. What do you mean by that? Senpai asked, full of curiosity. Well, the conversation this afternoon must have been pretty fragmented for Senpai, since she didn't know any of the circumstances. Let's see, basically I'm a guy who's been disinherited. I was seriously injured after getting caught up in a traffic accident when I was 9 years old. The injuries themselves somehow healed, but after that I easily collapsed from anemia and threw up my food. That's why I was entrusted to my relative Zarimas while I recuperated. Also, in other words, Zarimas have been your parents who raised you since you were 9, right? That's right. I knew my old man hated me for some reason, and that once I had been entrusted to Zarimas, I would never go back home. Go back to the Tono mansion, that is. That's why, well, I thought I'd just continue to live as a son of the Arimas forever. That's what I thought, but my old man kicked the bucket recently. That's when they told me to return to the mansion now that my old man is no longer there, and I finally agreed to them. Feel like his father probably blames him for his mother's death, since in the opening we see how his mother died. That pretty much is my domestic situation. I end my story just like that. Seo Senpai gives a little nod silently. May I just ask one thing? Sure, if I can answer it. Go ahead. Alright, then I'll ask. Did you dislike your previous family? My previous family, the Arimas who had raised me as my parents. My mother and father who were my real parents, and the unfamiliar building which without a doubt was home to strangers. But completely regardless of that, no, I liked them. There were people who didn't care that I wasn't related to them by blood. They were so warm to me that I felt bad about being depressed all by myself. And for them to love me no matter what, I didn't think it was a bad thing. I was loved by these people, that's why soon, even one day sooner, I have to truly become family to them. I had been telling myself those words since I was young, since a very, very long time ago. Over and over I swore till I would practically pass out. Just like Arihiko said, I didn't have a single complaint about the Arima family. They treated me well, and I think I responded to their affection too. Between us, even though I knew we were just playing at being family, even if it was just an act, I didn't feel any pain. No, I was happy instead. In a way, I had considered Narima parents and me to be the ideal nuclear family, but it was no good, was it? Yeah, despite everything, there was a line I couldn't cross. This is your real family. No matter what I did, I couldn't get those words out of my head. I knew I should have been ignoring it, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know if you'd call it a childhood experience, but it had already become like a curse to me. Somehow, no matter where I was, I felt like a stranger to my family. Senpai is silent. Avoiding my gaze, she huddles her shoulders apologetically. See, it was boring after all, right? That's why I said it would be a waste of time. No, that's not true. It was a very meaningful story. Senpai forced a smile and tried to diffuse the situation. Okay. But it was a little surprising because I had thought of you as an easygoing person. Well, I basically am a pretty easygoing person. It's my personal philosophy to enjoy the present as much as possible. People are happier enjoying what is to come rather than being concerned about what happened before, right? Well, actually, that was an opinion I had inherited from Marihiko. Enjoy what is to come? That sounds nice. Senpai sips her tea with a very gentle smile. Follow Senpai's example and place my lips on the cup. Just slurp the bitter tea washes down my throat with just a hint of sweetness. I walk along a different path than the one I usually take. Passing through unfamiliar streets, I slowly approach the Tono mansion. The surroundings are not completely unfamiliar. After all, I had lived here until I was 9 years old, 8 years ago. This is not the first time I've taken this path back to the mansion. My feelings are a little complex. The path home is nostalgic yet fresh. Up until just now, I had not looked forward to returning to the Tono household. Now it doesn't seem so bad. The house I lived in until I was 9 years old. Right now my sister Akiha is in that utterly un-Japanese Western style mansion. Tono Makihisa, my old man who hated me and the master of the Tono household, died a few days ago. My mother died from illness after Akiha was born, so the Tonos had dwindled down to me and my sister. Being the eldest son, you would think I was stand to become the Tono heir, but I have no such privilege. To be on the Tono heir means being bound by a strict upbringing. I've lost count of the number of times my father scolded me over my dislike of not being able to live freely. That was when I got involved in that accident and my body became weakened. My father saw it as a good opportunity to get rid of me. His reasoning was something along the lines of someone who could die at any moment can become the heir, even if he is the eldest son. Sadly for my father, I betrayed his expectations by making him recovery, but my sister Akiha was already deemed to be the heir to the Tono household. So I've heard that Akiha, who was already being raised harshly in order to become a proper daughter of the Tono household, received an even harsher upbringing since then. That was a long time ago. I played together with Akiha in the mansion back before the accident. After that, I never saw her again. Apparently, Aki had tried to visit me a few times when I was entrusted to the Arimas. Unfortunately, we were never able to meet because I had to go to the hospital every day. We completely lost contact after Aki went to a boarding school. Unlike Aki, I am isolated from the main family. That's why I can live freely like this. My high school is just an average high school and our chance of contact is pretty much zero. My old man died and I received word telling me to come back. To be blunt, I had no intention whatsoever of returning to the Tono house. Rakiha is at that house. When we were children, Akia was an obedient child, always looking frightened as if she were constantly enduring something. She would always follow close behind her footsteps, pattering behind me. She was frail and her long black hair and fast western clothes made her resemble a French doll. Okay, that's just this. Come on, man. I'm worried about her living all alone in that big mansion with the old man gone. Harem protagonist DX, fuck me. But more than anything, I felt guilty after pushing all the Tono family responsibilities on her and selfishly living a free life by myself. Perhaps my acceptance to return to the mansion is like my apology to Hakiha. The Tono mansion is unnecessarily big. Surrounded by iron railings. You could say the entire lot is abnormally expansive, being so large that a whole elementary school could fit inside. The garden surrounded by trees is more like a forest. Why the fuck do I hear a burp? And I hear it IRL. That's weird. Is there a burp in my room? The mansion is at the heart of that forest and there are a few other buildings separated from it. I didn't think anything of it when I was a child, but now that I have lived in an ordinary household for 8 years, the excessive size feels almost criminal. The gates aren't locked. I push them open and head towards the mansion doors. Is he about to get cucked? They tower oppressively, bearing down on any visitors. Okay, this is definitely a picture, not art. Beside the iron double doors is an unmatching doorbell. Let's create a safe game, shall we? Alright, shaking off my nervousness, I press it. There isn't any affectionate ding-dong chime to the doorbell. The oppressive silence continues for a few seconds, and the sound of battering footsteps behind the door indicates someone's presence. We have been waiting for you. The door opens with a creak. Inside the lobby, I remembered, and a young girl in an apron. Thank goodness, you're so late. I was beginning to worry that you had gotten lost. I was thinking about going out to meet you if you hadn't arrived by sunset. The girl in the anachronistic apron smiles warmly. No, that's I was so taken aback by her outdated mode of dress that I can't even form a proper sentence. Perhaps attributing my hesitance to distrust, the girl tilts her head a little. You're Shiki-sama, aren't you? Yeah, but you don't have to call me Sama. You are, right? Oh, please don't scare me like that. I was beginning to think I had made another mistake back there. The girl's mannerisms are like those of a mother scolding her child. But in spite of that, there's a smile on her face and it doesn't break the warm feeling about her. She wears an apron over a kimono. She comes out to greet guests and addresses someone like me with Sama. This must mean that she's, are you one of the maids here by any chance? The girl answers my question with nothing but a smile. Come, you must be tired. Please do come in. Akiya-sama is waiting for you in the sitting room. Okay, he's about to get fucked over. I get the feeling. Sisters are never nice. The girl quickly crosses the lobby and heads towards the sitting room. Turning back as if she just remembers something, she makes a bow, a full smile on her face. Welcome home, Shiki-sama. Her greeting is accompanied by her flower-like smile. I can't think of any reply, so I just follow her hesitatingly. Guided by the girl, I head to the sitting room. It's as if I'm seeing it for the first time. I don't know if I've forgotten about it in the last 8 years or they had it refurbished since then. Either way, it feels like someone else's house now and it's unsettling. As I'm looking around the sitting room, the maid in the apron lowers her head in a quick bow. I brought Shiki-sama with me. Well done, you may return to the kitchen, Kohaku. Thank you. Seems that maid's name is Kohaku. Kohaku-san gives a small bow as if to say farewell and leave the sitting room. This leaves me and two girls I don't recognize. That is a very unfriendly face. Such an unfriendly face. It has been a long time, Nissan, says the girl with the long black hair and sharp eyes. All my thought processes stop at once. My mind goes blank and I can't think of any words of greeting. All I can do is nod with a yeah. I don't think it can be helped. This Akiha that I had not seen in 8 years is not the Akiha I remember. She's completely transformed into a proper young lady of a noble family. Nisa, the black-haired girl tilts her head slightly. Pathetically, all I can say are dumb-sounding things. Sure. My mind is turning in somersaults as I try to recognize the girl before me as Akiha, but it seems like Akiha already recognizes me as her brother. You do not look well. Would you like to rest before we talk? Akiha throws a sharp glance in my direction. Is it just my imagination that she looks like she's in a bad mood? No, I'm alright. I was just surprised at how much you've changed, Akiha. People do change over the course of 8 years, Nissan. We're at an age of change. Or did you think we would remain as we are forever? What is this? I can feel the thorns in Akiha's words. No, you've definitely changed, Akiha. You've become more beautiful than before. That isn't flattery, it's how I really feel. Okay. And indeed. But you, on the other hand, have not changed much at all. Akiha answers coldly, her eyes closed. Okay. That's unfortunate. Well, I came prepared for something like this. It is as I had thought. It seems Akiha does not think well of me, as you would expect. Sisters do not tend to think well of you. If you are feeling well, let us finish our conversation. You have yet to hear the details about why you were called back here, Nissan. I have heard nothing more than a sudden come back to the mansion, though I found out the old man passed away on the papers. If the head of a major company dies, it definitely makes it on the financial papers. Word of Tono Makihisa's death reached his son, Tonoshiki, via the newspaper after the funeral. Love to see it. Even though his relatives hadn't told him, this disinherited son could pick up news of his father's death merely by buying a 100 yen newspaper. Might be cynical of me to say so, but the world has certainly become a convenient place. Okay, dude. I am sorry. It was my fault that you did not get the news about father. Akiha quietly lowers her head. It's alright. Either way, it's not like he would come back from the dead if I went. Not something you should be worried about. I'm sorry, it is somewhat comes to hear you say that. Akiha's face is serious, but this is not a topic I care much about. Funeral is a ceremony for those who cannot let go of their feelings for the deceased to achieve self-detachment. For someone like me who cut off such feelings a long time ago, there is no need. Calling you back here was my idea. It would be odd for the eldest son of the Tonos to be trusted to the Arimas forever. Now that father has passed away, the only Tonos by blood are you and I, Nissan. Don't know what father was thinking when he entrusted you to the Arimas, but he's no longer with us, so there is no longer any need for you to live with them. That is why I had you come back here. That's all well and good, but I'm quite surprised you were able to get our relatives to agree with this. Wasn't it they who came up with the idea of living with the Arimas in the first place? That may be so, but now I'm the head of the Tono family. I declined every one of the proposals from our relatives. I'd like you to continue living here, Nissan, but this is a place with rules. You'll avoid living the overly casual lifestyle you've been leading up until now. Ha ha, I'm afraid that isn't going to happen, Akiha. There's no way I can go back to being some well-mannered gentleman now, not that I want to. I'll not ask more of you, but do try to, or are you saying you are unable to do what I already have? Akiha shoots me a cold look. Feels like she's hitting me with a grudge against me for leaving her here for the last 8 years. Alright, I get it. I'll try my best. Akiha just glares at me as if she doesn't quite believe me. You don't need to try as long as you get the results. Her pose is dignified, her oath is merciless. Let's get back to the topic. Right now you and I are the only ones living here. Do not care for having too many people around, so I cleared everyone out. Hey, hold on a second, Akia. You've cleared everyone out. You didn't want to run into one of our relatives in the mansion, would you, Nissan? I've put off most of the servants, but there are enough for you and I, so there are no problems. Wait, no problems? You're going to get attacked at our family meeting if you do something like that. Oh, please be quiet. Rather than have the mansion overflowing with people, wouldn't you feel more relaxed with just the two of us here? Ugh. Well, it's true that I would feel relaxed, but you've only just become the head of the family, Aki. Hey, if you go around abusing your powers like some kind of dictator, our relatives are not going to keep quiet. Even the old man didn't go against their opinions. Indeed, that's why father entrusted you to the Arimas. I, on the other hand, have despised them ever since I was a child. I'm not going to put up with their whining any longer. Not going to put up with... Look, Akiha. Enough, just listen. You don't have to worry about me. Please just worry about your own life from now on, Nissan. I can see it's going to be difficult for you in many ways. Akia says, suddenly looking away a little. Now then, if there's anything you don't understand, ask her. Hisui. Hisui? I remember that name. I remember that name. I remember that name. I remember that name. Why do I remember that name? I don't like it. Okay. She looks at the girl standing by her side. The girl called Hisui bows expressionlessly. This is Hisui. She will be your personal maid from now on. Is that acceptable with you? Eh? Hold on, personal maid, you mean? In other words, she's a servant. Akia declares as if it were obvious. I can't believe it. Fitting with the western style of the house, the girl in the maid outfit stands there as if it is natural to do so. Hold on, I'm not a kid, you know. I don't need a servant. I can take care of myself. Would that include the cooking and the laundry? Ugh. Akia is pretty sharp at pointing these things out. At any rate, now that if you return to this house, you'll obey my directions. I don't know how you lived at the Arima house, but you are living at the Tono house now. Please accept everything given to you. Ugh. Can't say anything, and I drift my eyes towards Hisui. As accepted, she simply looks back at me expressionlessly like a doll. I get the feeling it might be a homunculus. Well then, Hisui, please show Nissan to his room. Yes, my lady. Hisui approaches me with a shadow-like lack of presence. Definitely a homunculus. Or a murderer. I'll guide you to your room, Shiki-sama. Hisui heads towards the lobby. My god, these burps. Sighing, I head off towards the lobby as well. We enter the lobby. This mansion is split into east and west wings with the lobby in the middle. The lobby is like the body of a bird whose wings are the halls extending diagonally to the east and west. Each wing is about the size of a small hospital. I remember the house is constructed symmetrically, so both the east and west wings have the same floor plan. Floor plan, yes. Your room is this way, Shiki-sama. Hisui climbs up a flight of stairs. Seems like my room is on the second floor. Come to think of it, the servants' rooms should be on the first floor of the west wing, so that's probably where Hisui and Kohaku-san's rooms are. Outside, the sun has already set. The girl in the maid uniform walks down the long, dimly lit hallway without a word. Kind of feels like a wonderland. Without thinking, I let my thoughts slip out. Did you say something, Shiki-sama? He stops and looks back at me. No, I'm just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. After staring at me, Hisui bows and starts walking again. I guess this is what they call being at a loss for words. The room Hisui led me to is not one meant for a mere high school student to live in. Is this my room? Yes. If you're displeased with it, I can arrange a different one for you. No, there's no way I could be displeased with it. It's just a little, not really too fancy for me. Shiki-sama, it's fine. I'll gladly use this room. Yes, this room has not been touched since 8 years ago, so I do not believe you'll find anything unsatisfactory with it. There's something a little odd about the way Hisui said that. Okay, so it's where he used to schlep. It's as if she was implying this was once my room. Hey, is this by any chance my old room? That is what I have been told. Am I mistaken? Hisui inclines her head to the side slightly. I feel relieved. It seems this girl can express emotion after all. Well, it might be now that you mention it. I do remember it faintly, so it must be so. I can't feel any sense of familiarity about this place at all. But I guess that's what it's like after you leave a place for 8 years. Can't get settled yet though. I was living in a 6.5 mat-sized room until this morning. It's like I'm staying in some high-class hotel. I understand how you feel, but please try to get used to it. From today onwards, you're the eldest son of the Tono house, Shiki-sama. You're right. I've got to do my best so I at least look like it on the outside. With a thump, I dropped my bag on the table and stretched my back. I've been feeling a little stressed out with everything that's happened so far, but I guess I've got no choice but to adjust from today onwards. Shiki-sama, all of your luggage has been brought here. Is there anything more you require? No, not really. Why do you ask? There's very little delivered. If there's anything you need, I can have it prepared, so please do not hesitate to ask. I see. No, I don't need anything more for now. I don't have much luggage to begin with. My luggage is just this bag, these glasses, and the textbooks in my bag, and that white ribbon with an unidentified owner. That's all. Anyways, you don't have to worry about the luggage. What the fuck you mean a white ribbon with an unidentified owner? This fancy room is more than enough for me. I understand. Well then, I shall come to call you in an hour's time. An hour for dinner, you mean? Yes. Please relax until then. As expected, he says everything with an expressionless face. Even if she tells me to relax, just how am I supposed to do that here? The clock says it's 6 o'clock. Usually I'd be watching TV in the sitting room around this time, but I'm having serious doubts as to whether there's any such thing in this mansion. Hisui, I know it's kind of a trivial thing to ask about, but is there a television in this mansion? Television? Hisui's eyes narrow slightly. I know I'm the one who asked about it, but it really is a stupid question. I feel there's something wrong with asking about the presence of a TV in a luxurious mansion like this. Hisui makes a rare troubled face and stares off into space. There's no television in the sitting room. Some of the visitors did make use of one, but when they departed, they packed it up with their luggage and took it back with them, so I do not believe there are any remaining. Hold on. Visitors? Like who? For how long? Relatives. The eldest son of Kugan Minasama from a branch of the family, Tozaki-sama's third daughter and her fiancé, and Kishima-sama's eldest son came to stay for close to 3 years. 3 years, huh? Hisui, that's what you would call freeloaders, not visitors. Hisui does not reply. No matter what kind of people these freeloaders were, it seems that servants can't say anything bad about them. Well, at any rate, it seems like those relatives had brought and taken back their own luggage with them. My old man hated the products of modern culture, thinking them all vulgar. There's no way he would ever watch TV. Aki, who had been educated by him for the last 8 years, would probably be the same. Well, it's not like I'll die without one. Hisui is silent. Like a perfect example of someone who says nothing unless she's being asked a direct question. This is of course a kind of depressing for me. I want to make that expressionless face break into a smile somehow, but that seems impossible with just any old half-hearted effort. Oh, there was a library on the first floor of the West Wing, wasn't there? Maybe I'll go find something to read when I have some free time. Hisui does not reply. She just stands there in the doorway. Can't even tell where she's looking. Hisui doesn't say a word. Suddenly she looks straight at me. I believe there is one in Nissan's room. Nissan's room, okay. Huh? I have no idea what she's talking about. There's one of what? A television. I remember seeing one in Nissan's room. Hisui says as if remember is something from many years ago. Hold on. Nissan? Don't tell me you're talking about Kohaku-san. Yes, right now the only people working in this mansion are Nissan and I. Now that she mentions it, they do look alike. I just couldn't connect them as sisters because Kohaku-san is always smiling so warmly and Hisui is always expressionless. I see Kohaku-san does look like the type of person who'd watch those variety shows, but I balk at going to Kohaku-san's room to tell her, let me watch your TV. Sorry, just forget I ever asked. After all, I'll be living here from now on, so I've got to follow the rules of the mansion. God knows what sort of cynical comment I'd be in for from Akihei if I started watching television. Seems I'll be leading a scholarly student life fit for a member of the Tono family from now on. Alright, I'll be in my room until dinner, so just come and call me when it's time. You got other things to do, don't you, Hisui? Hisui nods in assent and turns around. Silently opening the door, she leaves the room. Dinner takes place with Akihei and I being face to face. I guess it's natural here as Hisui and Kohaku-san do not eat with us, standing behind us to tend to our needs. Thought it would be naturally for all four of us sit together, so you could say I'm caught off guard by this inexplicably intense dinner. I should mention at this point that I've totally forgotten anything related to table manners by now. Well, I do remember little pieces, but it's not like I'm a complete amateur. But humans tend to pack away and use memories into the corners of the mind. The tension was actually quite thrilling with every one of my moves causing Aki had to raise an eyebrow. When I think about how I'll have to go through this every day though, it's really depressing. Finishing dinner, I return to my room. It's still only just past 8 at night. Still too early to sleep, so what should I do? Go to the sitting room and talk with Akiha, stay in my own room, go watch TV in Kohaku-san's room. I go to the sitting room. Bakia is relaxing there alone. There's no sign of Kohaku-san or Hisui. There are 2 teacups on the table and Dakia is using one of them. Oh, do you drink tea after meals too, Nissan? Oh no, nothing like that. Just thought I'd come and talk to you. My expression tells her I'll go away if I'm bothering you. Then please sit down. Is tea alright for you? Sure, I'll have anything that's nice. I actually prefer Japanese tea, but I'll keep that bit of selfishness to myself. Akia takes the teapot and pours transparent red tea into another teacup. Thank you. I sit on the sofa and raise the teacup to my mouth. Before my eyes is the cool and collected Akia, and it makes me a bit uneasy. Came to talk to her, but to be honest, I really don't know what to say now that she is in front of me. Nissan, you're very quiet. Didn't you come to talk to me? Akia stares. The atmosphere is not so much that of a younger sister, but more like that of an unfamiliar young lady. Not one in which I can speak freely. Well, I was just wondering what you have been doing for the past 8 years. Goes without saying. Nissan, not her own father's attention turns solely to me. Akia glares in complaint. Seems that the last 8 years were taboo subject. And what about you? What have you been doing for 8 years? I sent many letters but didn't receive a single reply. I choke involuntarily. Certainly Aki has sent many letters, but I never replied. I was a poor correspondent, but at the bottom of my heart I wanted to sever all links with the tone of mention. That made me reluctant to write to Akiha. Well, don't worry about the letters. Even if you had answered, I'm sure father would never have allowed the replies into the house. More importantly, how do you feel returning to the mansion for the first time in 8 years? It has changed very little, though there was some restoration work done. In spite of Akiha's words, the mansion still feels completely unknown to me. 8 years ago, I was just a child. Even if I remember the mansion a little, I feel like I'm in someone else's world and it's very unsettling. Nissan, no, I was just lost in the thought for a moment. You say this mansion's changed very little, but it's pretty unsettling for me. Though the sitting room and the lobby are kind of familiar, I can't really remember the corridor nor my room. Really, I guess 8 years is a long time. I guess that's it. It's like half my life so far. Can't really expect to have clear memories. Well, it's been 8 years, so it doesn't feel right, but I think I'll get used to it. I'll be thankful if you will overlook my poor manners for a while. Please don't be ridiculous. I can hardly look any more leniently upon Nissan's manners than I do already. That was close. I almost sprayed the tea I was drinking. At supper, Raki has sent me into a cold sweat. After all I did was use the wrong knife. I see. You're being lenient back then. Yes, I'm making concessions appropriate to your abilities. Nissan has been brought up by the Arimas after all. As Aunt Keiko comes from a branch family, a certain amount of the Stars fair was permitted and you were spoiled, Nissan. The result is a supper we had a while ago. But it can't be helped, can it? You never really thought I'd be returning here. Is that so? You almost sound like you didn't want to return, Nissan. Don't be stupid, it's not like that. I may have had my doubts, but I couldn't just leave you alone here, could I? What kind of brother would I be then? Yes, that's the reason I returned. If it weren't for Aki, I never would have returned. Since I heard nothing for almost 8 years, I wondered whether you were alright on your own. Came back to the mansion because I was worried about you. Looking a little off to the side, I put my honest feelings into words. Ah, well, but I guess I was just worrying over nothing. In the past 8 years, you seem to have grown strong. We were a little disappointed. No, but is saying too little. Since I only had the image of the calm Akiha back when she was small, the sharp Akiha right now seems like a different person. Really? Sorry I didn't meet Nissan's expectations. Akiha's eyes are scary. Crap, I think I may have said too much again. Great job, harem protagonist. Well then, Nissan, how's life at the Arima residence? Akiha asked, still with a frightening expression. I feel like I'm under terrible pressure, even though I'm only talking to my younger sister. Nissan, did you hear what I said? I heard. Life at the Arimas, right? It was normal. There were no real problems. Seems it was more suited for me living there too. That's not what I meant. How's your health? I've heard you collapsed a lot from your chronic anemia. Yeah. I did for about a year after I left the hospital, but I'm okay now. I have problem occasionally, about once a month. Certainly not frail enough to be worried about. Laughing, I struck my chest with its scar. Akia nods in serious assent. But Nissan, you've also started wearing glasses. After going to the hospital, did your eyesight fail also? I see. Akia doesn't know I wear glasses or why I wear them. I can't just explain the lines along which things break or that they don't appear when I wear those glasses. Okay, chipa dia dhukaya dise, reminding you that the protagonist is weird, champ. Cool. Reminding you that it's not Akiha who's special, it's the protagonist. Akiha ended up being what she was meant to be, and the protagonist became a fucking monster. Well, it's nothing. My eyes became a little strange after the accident. It's not like my eyesight's gone bad, so it's not really a serious problem. Really, I was surprised when I saw you a while ago. I didn't know you had started wearing glasses, Nissan. Really, you seemed pretty calm back then. Of course, I was meeting you for the first time in 8 years. I couldn't let you see me acting strange. Akiha's brow seizes suddenly. Akiha, some of the bath is ready. What should I do? Really, thank you, Kohaku. I'll go soon, so go ahead. Is that alright? After all, you're relaxing with Shiki-sama. Shiki-sama might run away, but the bath won't. Okay. Please relax a little longer. It's fine, we aren't talking about anything important anyways. Akiha stands and walks past Kohaku-san to the lobby. Kohaku-san follows Akiha and left alone in the sitting room. I finished the tea. Akiha and Kohaku-san seem to be heading to the bath, so I guess I'll go back to my room. Hang on, Akiha and Kohaku-san aren't going to take a bath together. No, I bet they are. Maybe Kohaku-san will be washing her back, of course, with another girl, that's no problem, but... Well, you're free to imagine whatever you wish, Nissan, but... Akiha returns with amazing timing. don't force you to do stupid things. And like, well, she doesn't really get jokes. Akia's looks accusing me as if she sees my thoughts. Surprised me with this mention of some of the same devices. Wait, what are you doing back here? Weren't you taking a bath to Kohaku-san? I forgot there was something about the bath. It's on the last bathroom we used a long time ago in the museum. It would be too much for you and Kohaku to take care of, so it has been closed up. Last bathroom, was there such a place? Stutter a bit, unable to remember, and with artful face. Akia's brows knit terribly. The bath in the courtyard, you don't even remember that? Well, now that she mentioned it, I guess there was such a thing. But it's a European style mansion. Isn't such a thing a little out of place? Well, you see, if you're gonna make a European style mansion in Japan, it's already out of place. So you need to go a step further and make it even more out of place to make it in place. Okay, okay. Father half like the Japanese style of architecture. That is why the detached building is Japanese style as well. Anyway, if you want to have a bath, please use your own. The second bathroom behind the lobby is yours, Nissan. With that, Akiha leaves. Alright, with Akiha gone, there's no point in staying in the sitting room. I'll have a bath too and return to my room. When I return to my room, my bed has been made. I guess she did when I was gone. Glad she did, but she did more than I deserve. Scratch my cheek. Then, are you there, Shiki-sama? I can hear his voice along with a knock at the door. Yeah, I'm here. Come in. Excuse me. Good evening. Thanks for making my bed easy. She called me out in acceptance. Just as I thought, I'm not used to this. This game is addictive. I can't. Okay, I wasn't planning on playing this long, but it looks like I'll be playing all night at this fucking rate. Like, there's so much going on with just. Like, every single sentence is perfectly put together. That's what makes it good. And the progression is not too fast, but not too slow at the same time. Like, it does feel a little slow, but at the same time, it's deliberate. It's a deliberate kind of slow, the kind of slow you want, the kind of slow you would dislike. I have class at 11 tomorrow, so I need to leave home early, and all things considered, I was thinking of just playing a little and then going to sleep, but this shit looks like that's not gonna fucking happen, so I'm just gonna go eat first. I fucking forgot that no one's watching. That sounded like someone's watching. That's unfortunate. If you do end up watching the vlog, that's gonna be really funny. No, I hope you don't. And I'm back. Is there anything else you want to tell me? No, nothing from me, but Akiya-sama is interested in me to answer any questions you may have. I see, there are many things I want to ask, but I'll probably get to know them as I continue to live here. Yeah, what I want to know right now before I sleep is it true that the curfew here is 7? Yes, the main gate is locked at 7 and all the entrances of the mansion are to be locked at 8. There is also a rule that one must try not to go walking around in the mansion after 10. Not even walking around in the mansion? Well, I've got no complaint with that, but isn't that kind of harsh? Aki and I aren't children, so I don't think you have to go that far. Indeed, it is a rule, however, so please abide by it. You're aware of the recent disturbances at night, are you not, Shiki-sama? Yeah, that vampire thing. That vampire thing Arihiko was talking about. Well, as long as something like that isn't happening, I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. What else? So do you mind if I ask an off-topic question? Yes, what is it? I'd like to know what kind of work you and Kohaku-san do around here. Me to serve your needs and my sister Kohaku is to serve the lady Akiha-sama. For spare time we do the maintenance chores around the mansion. Anything more you would like to know? To serve, so what? That's what it is after all. Shoulders certainly feel heavier. It seemed natural to Akiha when she said it, but I'm nothing more than a normal high school student. I have no interest in having something from my age serving me, at least for now. Serving you mean you're a personal servant? Yes. Please do not hesitate to give me any extra instructions. Well, I get it. Going by Akiha was talking about you, it doesn't seem like you dismiss you, so I'll just obey to let you serve me. Is there anything in particular you would like? Nothing in particular, but could you stop calling me Shiki-sama? To be honest, I get chills down my neck every time I hear it. But Shiki-sama, you are my master. That's what I'm saying I hate. I've been living a normal life up until yesterday. I have no desire to start living a life for a girl my age. It was just Sama. I see Hisui's response was less than enthusiastic. Just call me Shiki and in exchange I'll call you Hisui. Let's do away with the formalities and be more casual with each other. She was expressionless. Hisui lowers her eyebrows as if she was being troubled. But you're my employer. It's not like I'm hiring you. You're the one doing the things I can't, so you're the great one. I agree, true. I see. Hisui gives another unenthusiastic reply. Looks like I won't be able to talk her into it in just one day. Anyhow, that's how it is. Don't be so formal towards me. I'll be grateful if you tell that to your sister Kohaku-san too. Very well, as you say, Shiki-sama. Especially as Hisui bows her head. She completely failed to understand. Makes sense. Pog champ. I'll be leaving now. Please rest for tonight. Alright. I continue to burp. Fun times. Bowing, Hisui puts her hand on the doorknob. Oh, I forgot to ask something. Hold on for 1 second. Running towards the door, I put my hand on Hisui's shoulder before she leaves. In an instant, Hisui's arm pushes away my arm with incredible momentum. The wax, she slaps my hand away and leaps back. It's so sudden, that's the only thing I can say. Hisui is expressionless, but she glares at me fiercely. Did I just do something wrong? I am very sorry. Hisui's voice sounds very nervous. I'm not used to being okay, please forgive me. This shows her friend trembling. Feel like I just did something really terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize without thinking. I'm understand by myself. I just feel sorry for Hisui and I lower my head. Hisui says nothing. I get the feeling her stare is calm again. You have nothing to apologize for, Shiki-sama. I'm the one to blame. No, well, maybe I just scratch my head. Hisui stares at me, pausing only to blink for a second. What was it you wanted to ask me, Shiki-sama? That's right. Don't ask her something. I wanted to ask about Akiha. When she go to a boarding school, that was only during middle school, Shiki-sama. From this year onwards, Akiha-sama has special permission to attend school from home. When you mean she goes to school from here? Yes, but it's a common for her to come home before dusk like today. Akiha-sama has practice up until dinner, so she is always home before 7. Practice what? Today is Thursday, so you'd have had Val in practice, eh? Usually she's able to return home before dinner on weekdays, so if you have anything to say to Akiha-sama, please let me know after dinner. She bows to say goodbye and leaves the room. Well, in practice, what on earth is that? She's not some upper class lady or anything, so why would she have to do something as bothersome as, oh wait, she is an upper class lady. Come on, Asuna. Yes, come to think of it, Mrs. Etona Kiha is a natural born upper class. Okay. In my memories, she was always the witty, never uneasy sister, constantly following me around. As a child, she was always quiet, never having the courage to express her own desires. She was a frail girl who would always live in fear of a scolding from her father. Yeah, people really do change after 8 years. After 8 years, I've become the man I am now. Aki has become the person she is right now, too. 8 years is a long time. It's half of our lives up until now. I was absent from this mansion during that vital period where a child becomes an adult. Sorry, Akiha. I think things would have been better if I had been with her during those 8 years. I unknowingly mumble an apology. Arkoto. Left by myself, I lie on my bed. This house from 8 years ago. My blood relative from 8 years ago. It feels a little like they belong to someone else. No, don't say that. Don't go there. Please, man, you don't have to do this. Come on, that's so unnecessary. I'm scared. Scared of where this is going. I'm scared, man. It's Hapon, man. I can't trust Hapon. Sigh. I wonder what's going to happen to me now. Plumbing to no one in particular, I fall asleep. Gumai gase. Is he gonna wake up dead? Ow. Hear the wave like sound of something's voice. I'm not gonna do that again.
Hi, Sean.
And we're back. Ow. I should really try for a career in voice acting. I'm great at this. I'm amazing. Something is howling. It It's too sharp and high pitched to be a stray dog. Ow. It echoes in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? Please end my misery. Aar koto. This doesn't feel right. This beastly howling is beginning to give me a headache. Not again! Stop it! I've committed to this. I can't stop now. We go again. Ow. A wolf who laughs while howling. Yeah, dude. Revolutionary. Original content. It doesn't stop. Ow. Ow. Okay, it's a really long one. Oh no. Fuck that. Just shut up already. I wake up. Please, thank you. Can you hear the sound of the dog barking outside the window? The clock indicates it's just past 7. It's more than just a neighborhood nuisance. Damn, I can't sleep like this. You know, it is worth noting that technically his sister's arc is over because we know everything about her that we need to. She's introduced her to two characters who I assume are going to be important. So it wouldn't harm the story at all if her sister were to die like this, right here. The dog's howling comes from somewhere near the mansion's fence. Doesn't seem like I can go back to sleep at this rate. Even Aki and the others wouldn't be able to sleep with a racket like this. So I'm the only man in the house. I guess we've got no choice but to go investigate. I think it's coming from the right side of the mansion. I open the curtains and check what's happening outside, and outside my room is a large tree. Top of the branches is perched a blue crow. Monka W. I've never seen or even heard of a blue crow before. What does a blue crow signify? Glares at me. It feels like the eyes of the crow are staring at me like soulless mechanical lenses. Wow. After a yawn like right noiselessly flies off. What was that? I can feel a faint chill on my back. The howling of the dogs grows louder. Ow. Ow. Stop. Oh my god. Ow. She's starting to get on my nerves. I agree. Kill it. Not only is it noisy, but hearing it causes my heart to start pounding. I have an almost instinctual distaste for it. Shut up, I agree. I change out of my pajamas into my uniform and leave the room. Here we go again. Ow. The howling echoes through the night. That sound is definitely coming from the right hand side of the mansion. For some reason my throat feels dry. He is walking to his demise! The high walls stretch their way around the mansion. Clearing my throat, I head towards where the dogs must be gathered. I arrive at where the howling originates. Huh? Ow. Maybe this is good for me. Maybe this is the exercise my lungs needed. Can you give lungs exercise? Maybe this cures asthma. The howling doesn't stop, but there are no signs of any dogs. All there is a person. Under the light from the streetlight that carves apart the darkness stands a man in a dark coat. The howling is coming from right beside him, but there are no dogs to be seen anywhere. The man in the coat is pretty tall. He has a strongly built body, but his back is facing me. My throat is so dry. Oh my god. Ow. Okay. The voice of the dog resounds in my ears. The night air coils itself around my skin. For no apparent reason, I have difficulty breathing and moving, as if I'm at the bottom of the sea. Kwah. A cry overhead. The loud flapping of its wings, the blue crow lands onto the man's shoulder. Then suddenly the crow vanishes. Yeah? Can be an illusion? Genjutsu! Looked like the crow disappeared into his black coat. The man in the black coat turns around. Monka W. Under the white streetlight, he's just like a shadow. A black lump. Okay, that's racist. In the middle of that lump, only the weapon-like eyes shine out, burning with a fury intelligence. I can't breathe. But fortunately, those eyes seem like they're not even looking at me. Not here after all. The man in the black coat leaves. When I can no longer see him, I am finally able to breathe properly again. Ha. Okay. I managed to take a few breaths. I realized the dog's howling has ceased. I turn to my room. There is no sign of Akiha or the others being awake. I guess I'm the only one who couldn't stand the dogs howling. Gah, what's happening? My head still hurts. Why am I trembling? Looking down, my fingers are trembling. My entire body is shaking and my back feels very cold. Alright. Was he looking for the mystic eyes of death perception or something? It's almost like, yes, it's like someone ripped out my spine and replaced it with ice. Because you're scared. I feel dizzy. Is it just the usual anemia? I get the feeling of falling towards the floor. On the way I see something unpleasant. Wow. Even though I'm wearing my glasses, I can still see the lines. I hadn't seen them at all for a long time, so my reaction is magnified. I feel sick. With the dizziness from my anemia, I feel like I'm about to throw up the contents of my stomach. What's going on? I don't understand. Only that as long as my eyes are open, scribbles fly everywhere across my vision. It's a bad dream. Sure, buddy. Somehow I managed to collapse into bed. Yes, I should sleep. That's the easiest way to deny what I'm seeing. My body doesn't move as I want it to. I should do is okay, that's all, not I. Why is there an exclamatory marks there? No, there isn't, that's just a line. Cool. All I should do is lie here and fall fast asleep like a corpse. Inversion impulse 2. It's the second day. Sensei told me. We stop here. That's about enough for one